So you have a brand new car, you want to protect it. This is a video about interior ceramic.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Now, interior ceramic, what do we put that on?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah, it's like cereal, your clothes.
Maybe not.
Your friends. No. Everything on an interior except for your interior windshield, this is safe on to protect.
Exactly. So it goes on plastics, it goes on leather, it goes on vinyls, it goes on trim, and it goes on carpet.
Absolutely goes on carpet.
And cloth seats.
Yeah, what an amazing product. It's got so much volume in here. You can do this car like 5 times.
Right. Now, we need to clean the interior first, and this is a brand new Jeep. By brand new, it's got 38.1 miles on it. It doesn't have a lot of mileage. We're gonna be using panel prep to clean the interior.
But honestly, if you have a new car, you could probably get away with not even cleaning it at all, putting the interior ceramic on. I'm not gonna tell you that's the way to do it, but it's a DIY brand, so we're going to make it very easy for you to use. You want this to have the most longevity, the most durability?
Yeah.
You're gonna clean it first, and that's sort of what we're gonna show you how to do today.
Right, now the other thing you can use to clean is our rinseless wash. And the rinseless wash, if it's a vehicle that's been around for a little while, you'll want to use the rinseless wash. 256:1 dilution, the same dilution we use for the exterior of the vehicle. Have 2 microfiber towels, one in your bucket, wring it out to wipe, the other one to dry.
And absolutely, and because we just have very light dust right on here, we're gonna use panel prep. This is something you use on your paint before you do our exterior ceramic coating. It's gonna prep the surface to take a coating and give it the most durability, but it's a great cleaner as you're going about your interiors, as you're finishing out an interior detail. It can work phenomenally as a window cleaner, but in this particular instance, it's what we're gonna use to prep for the interior ceramic.
Exactly. So let me get some gloves on and I'll go inside with Nick and we'll start cleaning this interior.
Okay, what you're gonna need here is your panel prep, a towel, and willpower.
Exactly. Now, like we mentioned before, this vehicle is new. We're just removing dust and making sure there's no fingerprints and things like that that will prevent the coating from adhering.
So I'm not spraying directly on the panel, I'm gonna spray onto my towel. This is a great little towel. So it does have a little bit more bite to it on this side. We're not gonna need that here, it's more of a scrubbing side. I'm just gonna start top to bottom. I'll take this half of the dash. What I like about panel prep too is if you accidentally hit a window or something, it's such a fantastic window cleaner that you just do a dry pass and essentially you've just
cleaned the window.
Removed all the smudges you possibly could from the window. Make sure to get the interior screen here.
Yeah,
panel prep also a wonderful cleaner
for nav screens.
Interior nav screens. Again, it can be a lot more aggressive, I would say, than like a window cleaner. So I wouldn't just spray it on willy-nilly anywhere. But it's very good when you can't figure out why you have streaks left over, especially on an interior after a detail. And again, that's why we're just doing it now for a wipe down, because it's great at removing any little residue. And all we have in here is just essentially dust and a few fingerprints.
Right, this is a brand new vehicle.
It's a brand new car.
The owner got it yesterday.
So if we were to tell someone we needed to clean this brand new car, they'd think we're crazy, but
we're detailers.
We're crazy. We are crazy. Crazy about detailing. I want to clean brand new cars all the time. This is fun.
It's easy. Now the interior ceramic, we're putting it everywhere. And one little tip, we have the windows down. Why do we have the windows down, Nick?
We have the windows down, so if you accidentally use your applicator pad and get onto a window, wait, there's no window there. So it's gonna be super easy to lay down this interior ceramic and not worry about hitting any windows.
Exactly.
Which is awesome. What's your favorite spot to have interior ceramic on, Ivan?
The steering wheel, actually.
Yeah.
Makes the steering wheel so much easier to clean. And interior ceramic, if you have an interior that's Alcantara, which is just a really fancy way of saying microfiber, well, not a problem. It will protect that and make it a lot easier to clean. Now this headliner is actually a vinyl material, which is really nice because it makes it actually easier to clean than the old cloth style headliners.
And again, what I love about the nav screens is panel prep will just remove all streaking and just give you a clear finish. fantastic at also cleaning your bathroom windows or mirrors at home. I always like selling people on the fact that you can use this at home too.
Exactly. You know, detailing is not just for a car.
I actually found when I learned how to detail and had all these fun, tools and chemicals, it actually made cleaning at home a lot more fun, because then you feel like you have all these superpowers. You're like, everyone has a home, but I'm better at them than cleaning it, because I know all the tricks. Again, we're crazy.
Now the carpets, the only prep we did on the carpets is good vacuuming. Again, if it's a vehicle that has, let's say, a bit of experience in life, you want to not only clean the seats, but before you wipe them down, take a vacuum. Even if it's a leather seat, you want to vacuum out those seams. And if you have a compressor, even better. Use compressed air to clean out those seams and the stitching on the seats.
You were talking about how rinseless wash is actually a great prep for interior ceramic as well.
It is. Our rinseless wash can actually be used to prep paint, but we have our paint prep, which is a better suited product for that. But it leaves nothing on the surface.
Proper preparation is where you're going to get the most longevity out of your coating or whatever sort of protection you're putting on there.
Exactly. The better the prep, the better the results.
Imagine if you were to put a tattoo on someone with, an inch of sunscreen on their skin. Would the tattoo last? We are now ready to lay down interior ceramic all over this beautiful Jeep.
Exactly.
Where are we going to start, Ivan?
Basically exactly where we started before. I like to be very methodical in what I'm doing, so I always start at the same place and end the same place. So every step in my interior that I'm doing, I always do it the same way. So I know that I haven't missed anything. So off we go. Now we're using these blue sponge applicators. You can use a microfiber towel if you want. I just like the feel of these in my hand and they're easy to maneuver. So we spray a little bit of the interior ceramic on this. Now you can, if you want to, especially if you're doing a seat or something like that, spray it on the seat and apply that way. I just prefer this method here.
I prefer to have more control with this ceramic product, but it's definitely something, especially with carpets and with upholstery, you can spray on and rub in for sure.
Right, so I've got my whole sponge covered and I can start applying.
I like his technique, right into the applicator.
No overspray possible.
I like that. It's nice to feel like you're in control when you're talking about a ceramic product on an interior of a vehicle, especially a brand new one that I know was not cheap.
No. And the owner intends on keeping this. He's leased it for 39 months, but his intention is to buy it afterwards. Now, everybody has that same intention when they lease a vehicle, but nonetheless. Now, on the screen, you want to wipe it off sooner than later.
I'm gonna do this screen right here.
Yep.
Uh-oh, everybody, I'm so scared.
Now, there's actually a screen here, which is a really interesting option. And then you see I'm leveling the coating, and you can see one side from the other what the difference is like with the leveled coating versus the unleveled coating.
I sort of approach interior ceramic like apply, and then buff off right away.
Yeah, you don't want to leave it too long on there.
I mean, you can leave it if you're washing it, but there's nothing wrong with applying it, buffing it in, and then removing the excess.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's phenomenal, so you do not want to do it on your interior windshield. Why is that, Ivan?
It can cause fogging. So interior glass, you don't want any sort of coating on interior glass.
But one place that I really love interior ceramic,
the rear view mirror.
The rear view mirror. Why do I want it there? Let me tell you, how many times are you grabbing that thing, touching that thing? When you have a ceramic coating on the glass, on the mirror part, those smudges that you get with your fingers, they're just gonna wipe right off after this. So thank me later, but yeah, the rear view mirror is an awesome spot to have ceramic.
Now, those of you watching in this camera, you'll notice Nick left a little high spot here.
Well, I don't think I buffed it all off, did I? In my head, I wasn't done yet. Right?
Yeah, okay.
But that's not really communicating a standard operating procedure where I'm kind of like, in my head, I wasn't done yet. And you can even dab it on here if you're in tight spots. Like, I'll just dab it on. And then I'll just wipe it right off.
Yep. And especially on the piano black trim, you want to be especially careful because you want it to look good. Now, another part that's very solicited in the vehicle that gets touched a lot is the seatbelt release button.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So make sure you get that nice and covered. That way it'll be easier to clean. And a ceramic coating doesn't make your vehicle impervious to life. What it does do is it makes it so much easier to maintain and keep clean.
Especially these clear coated plastics,
Yes.
because they're essentially, the same clear coat as paint. I mean, I could be wrong there, but
Actually, no, these are a cast plastic.
are they?
Yeah, so it's not a clear coat that's on it.
What is on there?
It's just the plastic itself. That's why it's scratched so easily. Oh. May I have the ceramic coating, sir?
Yeah, so what about like piano black trim? Because that scratches super easily as well.
Again, it's just cast plastic.
I learn something new every day.
So do I. That is what makes detailing fun.
Part of me wants to sound like the expert, like I know everything, and it's fun to sound like that, but it's better to be humble and learn every day. And hey, what I didn't know today but know now, I'll know forever. But at some point, you don't know things. You have to learn them at some point.
I've been in this industry 40 some years now, and I still learn something new every day. Again, you want to make sure you get into these grooves and cracks and crevices, because that is where the crumbs accumulate and can cause a problem. Now you'll notice the seat has gone really, really shiny on us here, and that's normal.
Did you also notice that I don't think I've reapplied interior ceramic since I started, and it's just laying down thick and wet. So once you get that first application in, you're gonna get a lot of real estate off of this.
Yeah.
But I would just say this is like super simple. Like you don't have to be a ceramic coating expert to apply this. In fact, quite the opposite. You're just gonna use your eyes. It's going to get dark as you rub it, and then you're just gonna lightly rub it after until you make sure that everything looks even. It's just even appearance, that's it.
Yep. And again, the buttons around the seat here, we want to make sure that they're all nice and covered because, again, it's somewhere that gets touched a lot.
You know where you're gonna get a lot of contact is behind the steering wheel. If you ever are a detailer, you're gonna see right behind here how grimy it is when you go to clean it. So just make sure, again, not a place you're gonna see from where I'm sitting here, but a place that the driver is gonna touch quite a bit. And on these pedals as well. Or paddles, sorry. I was like, that didn't sound right.
No,
Pedals.
we just told people not to do the pedals, but yeah. But the shifting paddles. Now, if you have cloth seats, that you're gonna spray it on the cloth. And if you're spraying it in the interior, always be mindful of overspray.
That's why I prefer not to spray if I can get away with it.
Right, but with a cloth seat, you are gonna have to spray.
Yep.
And then spread it with a brush, just like we'll be doing on the carpet.
I have not reapplied this at all, and it is just continuing to apply.
Well, you have a tendency to almost over-apply in the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
And the interior ceramic is going to do a couple other things for you. First of all, it's anti-static. So your interior will stay cleaner naturally. And with our interior clean and protect, it's just a super simple, easy way of doing it. Now, that armrest.
Have I already done that twice? Have I already coated that?
I believe you have, but that's actually a good thing. We can not layer the coating, but add a second application just to make sure you've covered every square inch. And again, on a high traffic area like that armrest.
May I borrow some more, sir? I've run out of real estate on my sponge. Sorry, you were saying?
Well, we want to make sure that that console, steering wheel, driver's door, the armrest, all that is really well covered. And you want to make sure that you're getting everything there nice and coated.
Yeah, I really want this bolster hit like 10 times just because I abuse my cars. Not 10 times, obviously, but I tell people if you want to clean this as often as you want and reapply the ceramic on this bolster, go to town. You know? Go to town on the very heavy.
The high traffic areas.
Yep. It's really hard to estimate durability. Everybody wants to know how long will the interior ceramic last, and I just tell people it's like abrasion is what wears down coatings, and if you're sitting in your car all day, if you're driving 200 miles a day, it's just going to be way different than someone who drives 10 miles a day.
Right. Now, what happens, Nick, when we get a high spot?
It's super easy. You just reapply a little bit of the ceramic onto your applicator, hit that spot, and the high spot blends in, and you just buff it down with a towel.
And is there a time limit to that?
Honestly, with interior ceramic, there probably is, but I haven't found it ever to be an issue.
Exactly.
Because we're making a product for the DIY crowd, so we better not have high spots be an issue on our interior ceramic, because we know people are going to have overspray. So really, it's an incredibly forgiving product, but when you smell it, when you feel it, you're going to believe in it as well, because it's definitely potent in that it's going to work for you.
If I could have another drop or two there, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a weird combo that it is so forgiving in terms of wiping down high spots, and yet
so durable.
it's so durable and it's made so well. Like, it's definitely a ceramic. Like, you're gonna want a ventilated area when you use this, and you're gonna want to wear gloves, no doubt.
Now, for liability reasons, we mentioned you don't want to do pedals. You also don't want to do seat belts.
Why is that, Ivan?
You don't want to be altering the chemistry of a seatbelt in any way possible.
Makes sense to me.
Now we're going to be doing all the plastics in the interior before we do the carpets, just to make sure that we've got everything done. So as we transition to the back seat, we'll see you back here when we start doing the carpets. Next, the carpet. Now, we have a brush here, and just about any brush will do. You just don't want a brush that's so stiff that it's going to rip up the carpet. But what we're trying to do is coat the fibers. So we're going to be spraying this on and really getting the carpet almost wet. Now, any overspray that gets on the plastics will wipe off, because there will be a bit of overspray, obviously. And you want to do this in a well-ventilated area.
Wear a mask if you'd like. I mean, it's always an option.
And then with the brush, I'm just going to work it into the fibers. Now on carpet, especially if it's a high traffic area, let it dry an hour and give it a second coat.
So I've just done all the carpeting. I'm gonna wipe off overspray on any of the plastics that I've hit. I'm just gonna let that dwell. And then when Ivan's done, I'm gonna go ahead
and brush, and I'll trade you the rag when you're done with it.
Okay, make sure I've got everything wiped down that may have had overspray on it. I think you wanna be pretty careful not to get any of the petals. I think I got a little bit of one, so
yeah,
I'll make sure to manage that. But
making sure to get it off the plastics here.
And I like to go in one direction, you know, up and down, not for visually, and then I like to go side to side. So I want to really get it embedded under as far as I can to the sides of these fibers.
Exactly. And for those of you that live up north, calcium or salt rings around the carpet are never fun. This is going to help not prevent them, but make them easier, a lot easier to remove.
Ivan, this is a clean car.
It's clean, it's coated, it's protected. And one question we get a lot, how soon can I sit in the car?
Well, it's been 10 minutes and I sat in this seat. Is that okay?
Yeah, basically, once the coating is dry, you're good to sit in it. If you can leave it a couple hours, great, but it's not a necessity. But again, the longer you leave it, the better it is.
If you're the one who wants to do it to the nth degree, let the carpets dry after an hour. Reapply it. Let them dry. Don't sit in the seat for 8 hours. I mean, do whatever you want to do that makes you feel good. It's probably going to be better
for
the longevity of the coating. But you get so much product in a bottle, it don't be afraid to reapply it. We're not selling you something that only lasts a week and telling you it's something else and then say reapply it all the time. It's just you get so much here, why not reapply it? You get so much abrasion on an interior, especially where I live in Utah. I have kids. Like, interiors don't stand a chance. So this is a really powerful weapon, and use it if you want.
Yeah, and we used about 3 ounces out of the bottle to do this whole interior. And it's a 16-ounce bottle, so the math is easy to do.
I can't do the math.
No? Yeah, 5 cars.
5 cars, okay.
Yeah.
This is video 2 in our Jeep series on how to protect your brand new ride.
Right, and if you look over here, you'll be able to find that video.